Guys, this is Belinda Reedy, the Witch in Love. Today I wanted to take a really a long overdue message I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And since I find myself alone at home right now, the kids aren't here, my hubby's at the store, I decided to do this really quick message or story of my life, something I've not covered with you guys or told you before. So, my topic for today is going to be on what is the right path, who is right, who is wrong. How do you know if you're in the right path? When I was a child, my mother, well, she was a medium. She started practicing when she was very, very young as a witch, trained by a witch. And these are stories she told me. Now, when I was a child, as I remember in the 70s, I remember getting up at night. I must have been about 4, going to the living room because I would hear people talking. And I remember seeing my mother sitting in a circle and people holding hands and didn't know any better that she was a medium. She was a vessel, someone that would get jumped by a certain spirit that would help people, and her voice would change and her character would change. And I remember Daddy telling us, go back to bed, go back to bed. Well, this was in the 70s. Later on, in the late 70s, early 70s, late 70s, my family decided to take the route of being Christians, which is the way I was raised. Very Christian, Pentecostal. And I practiced it, and I was raised singing in church. I always knew something was off, though, inside of me. One of the ways that I knew was because I could hear my mom telling me things when she was in church. And she always told me, Belinda, you have the gift. You have the gift. That's all she would say. You're special. I always knew I was special. I always thought I was more special than the others, which is something we all want to think, right? So the years went by, raised in the Christian faith. When I was about 14, I remember being in a grocery store in California because we were missionaries. My family and I were. We traveled as like almost gypsies, traveling and giving the word of God. Going into Mexico or different places. We were fortunate enough to meet Indian tribes and participate in the rituals, which is absolutely wonderful. Something I'll always treasure. But I remember we helped so many people raising money for the poor, the needy. We did that in the name of God. We got screwed over many times by the people of the church. But we continued. But I remember at 14 going to the grocery store when a magazine caught my attention. A magazine about chakras. Okay. I picked up this book and I purchased it. God spoke at night to our different destinations. My dad carried the bus. It was in my little pocket. And I looked at my book and I would read it and I began to meditate. I began studying on the chakras, the root, the solar plexus, the heart, everything. I'm working on that at the age of 14. At the age of 17, we're already back in Texas. I remember I was 17. We got out of church. It was a Sunday night, exhausting day for some reason. We get home, and I hit the sack. And my sister, of course, we shared a room. She was in bed next to me in her own bed. When all of a sudden I started falling asleep, I started hearing a loud snare. Those that have heard a snare drum bang, a snare drum from just bang, bang, that's what I heard. Followed by flashes of light at the same time. In that very moment, I felt like I was being unstuck from my body. I felt as though I was floating up in the air. And as I was floating, I could feel my person or my spirit unsticking from my human body. And the first thing that came into my head is, oh my God, I'm dying. I want to die, God. Please, God, please. I looked around as I'm unsticking and going further up into my room. I see my sister laying there. I see my body laying there at 17, totally freaking out. Because I've not been told this or taught this or anything. I was raised in the Christian faith. Boom, I snapped back into my body. Holy hell, I was frightened to death. I had so many questions. I don't even think I slept that night. So the next day, I began asking questions. No one could answer my questions. One day, after asking so many questions, he answered my question, and she so happens to be the pastor's wife, and she said what you had was an out-of-body experience. So I took that and I began researching, and I found out more on out-of-body experiences and what they meant and how you got them. So I was able to master to the day I mastered that. Now, I continued in the faith of Christianity. Even though I didn't feel right, I looked for Catholicism. I loved the ritual aspect of the Catholicism practice. I just didn't feel quite right there. Okay, when I the ritual aspect of what I do, and I practice with my mom. I'm not gonna lie to you. My mother and I began practicing. She came out and she started working with me, and I worked with her secretively because, of course, we didn't want the people to know. We didn't want family to know. We didn't want gossip to start. Heaven forbid we be shunned from the church. You know, I started practicing again with my mom in my 20s. I would do work for her, and she would do work for me, and we worked together. And a lot of my family don't know this, but yes, we did. She taught me a whole lot. My mother did. I learned a lot from her, and I could, after my mom passed away, I continued my studies and evolving in the craft. And I loved it. So, when my mother died, even though it hurts hell and back, I wouldn't be who I am today if mommy was here. Why? Because my mother was my rock. She was my stone. She's the one I ran to whenever anything went wrong. When mommy died, I had no one else to run to. Belinda had to put her big girl panties on and figure shit out herself. So she fucked up a lot. Okay? A lot. But this path helped me heal myself. How? I began learning on how to release negative situations and negative feelings and addictions and stuff like that on my own. I began to release it with the waning moon. I began to gain wisdom with the waxing. And I began working with the moons. It's all gonna. What I'm trying to get to you and to say to you. I evolved into what I am today. I grew. Why? Because I chose to learn, to stop stumbling and making the same mistake and to learn. Then I incorporated my craft into it. I began to do ritual work on myself, which is called root work. Working on yourself from the inside out. So that before you can help anyone else, you need to help yourself and heal yourself. Now, people ask me, so do you think you're right and everyone else is wrong? No, I don't. Do I think everyone else is right and I'm wrong? No, I don't. I think that every religion has a point. I think that if you think you're right and that's the right path for you, then it's the right path for you. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not. Don't let me or the neighbor, my neighbor's here, probably Christian. The ones across the street are Catholic. You know what? More power to them. I'm a pagan witch. I'm sorry. Every path is a right path, as long as it's for good or for the better of yourself. I believe in protecting myself and those that I love, my children, my husband and myself, those that I love. So if you think of me as being a bad person because I protect myself and my children, then so be it. I'm not going to be made to feel any less or made to feel like I'm a bad person because I'm protecting my children and because I know how. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna put a incense around my kid and send him to school walking or whatever. I know that I'm gonna drive him to school. I know I'm gonna make sure that they're safe, and of course I'm gonna empower um, with spell work, with candle work, with what I know to do for my children and for my husband and myself. Um, I hope I'm making sense because what I'm trying to get to you guys to see is that we need to stop condemning each other for our belief system. Whatever belief system it is, if it's working for you, then it's working for you. You continue working it and doing it. Unless you're sacrificing babies and eating and drinking their blood, well then I'd say not. But Luciferians, Catholics, Christians, Wiccans, pagans, we all have a purpose. Buddhists, whatever. We are all right. If it's right for you, it's right. All right. I don't see myself in the Christian faith anymore. I was hurt very much, yes. I was sexually abused and assaulted in the Christian faith by ministers' sons and pastors' sons and stuff like that. And for a long time I had a lot of hate towards the religion and towards the people, which later on as I grew and I gained more wisdom and years in my life, you know what? They're everywhere. Idiots and fucking jerks are in Catholicism. They're in Buddhism. They're in Christianism. They're in paganism and Wiccanism. In everything. Follow your path. Embrace and learn from every path, which is what I've done. I've taken from everybody, from every religion that I know of. I've not studied them all, but the ones that I have learned and practiced from, I've taken a bit of that and incorporated into me, into Belinda. Okay? That's the best I could tell you to do. I don't use religion as an apron. Hell no. A lot of people use that. I don't use it as an apron. I am who I am. I'm Belinda. I am a good woman. I am a good mother. I'm a good wife. I'm a good friend. I'm a good daughter. At least try to be. Try to be the best you can be at whatever it is that you're doing. Grasp from here. Grasp from there. Make it your own. Make you and all of those that you love the best you can make it. And by all means, please do not use religion as a cover-up or an apron. Let you be. So what's Belinda? Belinda's Belinda. Okay? Let you shine from within. Don't use paganism as an apron or Catholicism as an apron. Be the best you can be for you, those that you love, and yourself. That's the path you need to follow. The one that's right for you. With no harm to none. Unless they fuck with you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Many blessings.